It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world, with Brian as Paxton the human cleric and fighter, Chris as Aster Fortuna, the half-elf rogue and bard, Ashley as Tara Dane, the human fighter, and me, Mike, as the DM. Now that the party is deep inside the ruins under the Hall of Scholars, hunting for fragments of a powerful magical wand of ice, they've begun to encounter the things left behind by the wizards who once conducted experiments here. Aster Fortuna is starting to get a little freaked out, and they've really only barely entered the Abjuration level. They still have to make it through Conjuration, Divination, Enchantment, Evocation, Illusion, Necromancy, and Transmutation, and whatever else is down here.
You can call me Paxton.
I love this person's voice.
So, what can I call you, friend?
I'll talk to you soon.
I'm sorry.
That is the creepiest voice I've ever heard in my
I
life.
wish I could hear it.
I assume that that's Mike doing like a female voice. But I don't know. Maybe it's just a small gnome. But Tara, again, doesn't hear all this message talk and just...
I think Tara can observe that Paxton and Aster seem to be freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, she's kind of like... She just kind of thinks they're really jumpy, and she's going to start backtracking the maze.
Okay, which way is Tara going?
Well, since there's no left back where she hasn't been before,
Right.
she's going to go forward.
Okay,
Again,
so
she is
this
kind
way?
of... she's kind of tracking this maze on her kind of cartography
Right.
like map of this cartography map, her map of this this dungeon or this floor.
As I move slowly, I keep saying to Tara, "Be careful, Tara. Please be careful."
So, before we get too far away from that bone-chilling interaction that I just had, since I was rolling a deception check, that means that I was intentionally trying to lie, right?
Basically, it's you trying to keep something out of your head.
Because if I was intentionally trying to lie, I figured I would at least be conscious of what that lie is.
Oh, no. It's how this interaction works. I'm not suggesting you're trying to lie. It's just
Okay.
how you resist this creature, this person, this thing poking around in your head.
Gotcha.
Tara, you walk down the hallway. I'd like you to make a deception check.
Okay. It's an 11.
All right, you feel something poking around your head, but you are able to resist it. Unless you don't want to.
No, I'll resist it. And,
Okay.
and now Tara is a little freaked out too because she
Do you say
feels
anything?
it, and I don't think she feels things inside of her head very often.
Do you say something about it?
No. She just kind of like looks back and looks back for Paxton and Aster to make sure they're following.
I want to send message to the air and be like, "I don't know what you are, but stay away from me and my friends. Darn you!"
Tara, the passage stops moving forward, but it turns right. Do you want to follow it around to the right?
Yeah, may as well.
All right. Tara follows the passage to the right, and it winds around, and it hits a dead end. Now, in this dead end, floating in midair at this dead end, is a disembodied eye, and it's staring at the dead end, just unblinking, but moist.
I love the moist.
Sarah sort of jumps back and she grabs out to one of them, because she wants to let them see it.
Paxton walks up to the eye and investigates it, and in the process of doing so, pokes it straight in the middle.
Yeah, I was going to stab it, and I held back when
You're
I
going to
saw
poke it with your finger?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, so you investigate and you poke it with your finger. It doesn't have any lid to blink, so it doesn't blink. It just continues floating there, staring at the wall. It's almost like it's looking right through you.
When he poked it, did like it feel like squishy? He
Yeah, it
didn't
felt
go through
squishy.
it?
That's right.
Oh, so it's not an astral.
I don't like it. Don't like it. This
So-
is gross.
I know because we just walked through behind it that wall is just a thin wall that leads into a hallway that we already passed through, right?
Right.
I put my hand against the wall to make sure that it's solid.
Okay, the wall is very much solid. It's a stone wall. It's not a thick stone wall, but it's a stone wall.
Paxton, do you think this has meaning? Maybe there's a place where you can push and the wall will open. It is a hidden secretive labyrinth.
I don't know. And then I nudge him in the ribs with my elbow.
I'm going to investigate to see if there's a place that I can push.
All right. No, there doesn't appear to be any kind of secret or hidden door here. This thing's just staring at the wall.
What is wrong with this place?
Is it a humanoid eye? Or?
It's bigger than a human's eye. It's maybe 2 or 3 let's say 3 inches in diameter.
Does it look like any creature we've ever seen, like with their eyes, or is just?
It's hard to identify it just by the eye.
I put my hand around the eye like I'm palming a basketball, and I try to move it.
Okay, you can move it.
I can move it?
Yeah.
Does it float back to where it was whenever I let go?
Well,
or does
where do you let go of it?
So I grab it and then I move it to a different area, like just without moving my feet.
Are you pointing in a different direction, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna move it in a complete 180, take it and put it behind me, pointing in the opposite direction.
Okay. It runs into the wall to the north of you, and then turns left, goes around the corner, goes around the next corner to the left. You're following it?
Yes.
All right, and it goes down this next hallway.
I'm walking just cautiously behind Tara.
It goes down this next hallway, down, and then hits this corner, and then turns left,
Hey, it explores like me.
and then continues
like an
down
arcane
that
Roomba.
passage, and then it turns left, continues down the passage, it turns left, and it hits this dead end, and it just stares at the wall.
I'm gonna send message to the air again. Again, I don't know who you are, what you're doing, but what's the deal with this eye, man?
All right, this dead end wall here has been blasted and blackened by flame. And against the wall is the outline of a tall humanoid, arms flung up defensively. It can be seen in the scarred stone wall.
Oh my god.
There's nothing else here.
I place my hand against that wall to see if it's solid.
All right, you investigate the wall. Nope, nothing interesting about the wall, although the little bits of ash come off in your hand, little bits of black powder.
Do I have
Yeah.
any gloves?
Yeah, Tara has gloves.
Okay, I'm gonna put on some gloves,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna take the eyeball,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna carry it up to the kind of around the dead end,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna point it left,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna let that explore first.
All right, you're just going to let it go and see where it goes?
Yeah, well, see, basically, I just if there's anything around these corners, maybe it'll attack the eyeball instead of us.
Okay.
Smart.
So I'm
That's
just
a
kind of
good
letting
idea.
it be our scout.
All right, so you send it ahead of you. It goes forward. It goes down this passage. It may had to take a right turn to go down this long passage here. And it immediately, upon reaching this passage, finds an opening to the right and goes around this right turn to reach a dead end.
Is there anything in this dead end?
You reach the dead end. All of you gather behind this eyeball standing here, floating, staring at the dead end. And as you stand here, you all hear the sound of heavy footsteps behind you. Loud, heavy footsteps. Sounds like heavy boots.
I roll back behind Tara and pull out my rapier again.
Aster hides behind Tara. Okay. All right, Aster hides behind Tara, and the footsteps pass by the area. You don't see anything.
Can I run out into that main hallway and see if I see anyone walking past?
Sure. You run out into that main hallway. Looking into this hall, it continues downward. It has a right turn. Yeah, it has some turns off to the left and to the right, but you don't see anything.
Do we still hear the footsteps walking?
The
in
footsteps sort of have moved away down the hall, up to the north, and to the around the left turn up ahead.
I'm following those footsteps.
Yes, so am
Okay.
I.
As you approach that corner, they stop. You don't hear them anymore. Tara, you're still in that corner where the eyeball is.
Tara, no, she's not gonna lose everyone in a maze. That would be foolish.
Okay.
So she's gonna definitely follow, but she's gonna take the eyeball with her.
Yes.
You take the eyeball with you and catch back up with them. They're all standing up at this corner, I guess, up here, looking around the corner,
Mhm.
where you can see that the passage continues.
I release the eyeball.
You release the eyeball. All right, at this corner?
Yes.
All right, it continues around the corner and then turns to its left and hits a dead end.
I don't know that this thing is necessarily smart. Maybe it's just picking random directions.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's smart either. I just think it's a scout
Yeah, and
to
I think it
go ahead of us while we explore this creepy maze.
and it
Might
moves
be like
in
a
the
distraction.
direction. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
So 3 feet from the back wall of this dead end is a pile of crushed broken bones and rotted clothing. You think you see something glittering from under some of that cloth, though.
Can I swish it around and see what it is?
All right, so Aster walks up. Make a DC 14 dexterity saving throw.
Of course. All right. So, I'm doing just dexterity?
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Here we go. Please, God.
Which one?
19.
19! Excellent. So, Aster, as you step to look into to move around this pile of bones and see if you can figure out what it is that's glittering from under it, the ceiling comes crashing down toward you. There's a giant stone block that comes crashing down. You mostly roll out of the way, but not entirely.
Do I grab the thing that was there?
Hold on. Oof. You take 11 points of damage.
Oh my god. Really? Even with a roll of 19?
Yes, you took half.
Can I do a sleight of hand to see if I also grab the thing with me?
The ceiling immediately retracts, and you can see the pile of even more crushed bones laying there.
Huh.
I bet that's what created those bones.
Yep.
Putting 2 and 2 together.
So I'm going to do something else now.
You infer that there must be a pressure plate there.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cast Mage Hand,
Using your glove.
and then I'm going to try to pick up whatever's there.
Yeah, you can easily do that.
I bring it towards me. What is it?
There is a bag with a bunch of those weird gold coins, gold in quotation marks, gold coins in it. There are about 30 of them.
I throw those things on the ground.
And then there's also this corpse here. Taking a closer look at it, you think this was probably a garden gnome.
Aww.
That's horrible. And then I whisper, heal, and then I use healing word on myself.
All right. You also find, poking around a little bit more, there are some remains of some rats.
Aster, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
If you can do Mage Hand as a cantrip, right, like it doesn't cost you anything to do it, why did you want to go rustling through a pile of dead bodies with your real hand and not just use the Mage Hand first?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I was too scared to think about it until I almost died.
Gotcha.
Fear is a factor here.
You have reached yet another dead end. What do you want to do now? You can see there's another dead end in this next area.
What's that next area look like?
Well, you look over in this room, you find this dead end. That's what you see. You don't see anything except an empty space.
Okay, I put the eyeball up.
And it let it go into the room?
Yep.
All right, it floats into the room. And then suddenly, as it enters the room and gets near the south wall, it just disappears.
Oh.
Bingo.
I cast Mage Hand again and I move it around inside.
Okay.
Just to see if any traps.
Nothing happens.
Can I use the Mage Hand to investigate along
You can
walls?
touch things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do an investigation with the Mage Hand?
Yeah, nothing happens. You
Okay.
don't find anything interesting.
I am that little sack of coins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick up one of the coins from the sack.
All right.
If I can get there safely.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
you can.
I'm going to take that coin and throw it towards the south wall.
All right. It reaches near the south wall and suddenly disappears.
Guys, I don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken enough damage in this little adventure of ours. I don't like going into places without knowing what's going to happen very often.
Even though I know absolutely nothing about magic, I'm gonna do an arcana check.
All right. You're not sure. It could be an illusion. It could be some sort of teleportation, or something else you don't understand.
You guys want to hold hands?
Sure,
you
but
know,
not because I'm scared.
Yeah, also, we can hold hands. Someone goes in. If they start shimmering out, we can pull them back, maybe?
I think you guys are way too afraid of this. A wall like this is obviously just trying to protect whatever's on the other side of the wall. It's not necessarily going to hurt us because it's meant to mainly make people think that it's just a wall, like there's not going to be anything. So I don't think it's going to hurt us.
Well, a roof landed on my head almost.
Yeah, but that is because you went rummaging through a pile of dead bodies.
All right, I grab their hands. Let's go.
All right, and you pull them toward the wall?
Yeah.
All right. I assume you're just all going to move at the same time. You walk up toward this wall, and as you're walking toward it, right where you saw all these other things disappear, you suddenly feel a sense of motion, and the walls around you change, and you find yourself standing in a similar-looking 10-foot wide hallway with an enormous open iron door behind you. And you are back at the entrance.
Oh.
Is the eye there?
The eye has moved down the hallway and is now at the end of this initial entrance hall. And it's just... actually, no. It reaches that corner. So, no, the eye is not there. The eye is not visible.
Okay, well, guys, that wasn't so bad. So...
God, I hate wizards.
Yeah. Yeah, so Tara is going to reference her map to see, like, as far as, like, places they have not explored, like, openings. So she's going to go left and then take that right that she never took.
This one right here. All right, so you take a left, and then you take your first right, and it leads you down a hallway which also goes to the left. And listeners, I will put up some kind of map at some point for this episode on Twitter and on Facebook and on the website so that you can get an idea of what's going on here. You see the passage twists around to the left and then around to the left again, and eventually it reaches yet another dead end. The only interesting you find here is there is a purple gem on the ground.
I didn't touch it.
I
ain't
mage
touching
hand.
it at all.
I mage hand and move it towards the
All right, you pick up the purple gem. It's oval in shape. It's very small.
And can I do Arcana or just see if there's runes or something specifically magical about it?
It looks like it'd probably be valuable, but you can't tell if it's magic. It doesn't have any obvious signs of magic on it.
I put it in my pocket. We can look at this later.
Okay. You have a purple gem. Okay, now where do you want to go?
Backtrack.
You backtrack. Back to the entrance?
Sure.
Okay. Now what?
Go straight.
Straight? And then...
Until there's a left.
All right, well, there's a left immediately.
Okay, take that left.
And you take that left.
This is a really great way to explore a maze.
And you hit another dead end.
Is there anything here?
You notice there's something strange about this wall in front of you.
Of course there is.
There's a seam in the stone wall.
Not like two stones layered together, or is this normally like a flat stone wall?
It's a flat stone wall, but there's a straight seam going up and down that suggests maybe a secret door.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand to
It's not
feel
a very
around.
good secret door.
Okay. You use Mage Hand. It's a little bit too hard to open for the Mage Hand. You can't
But
pull
there's
it.
no like button, nothing like that.
No.
It's up to the group. Do we want to proceed and see if we can push this wall?
Well, heck yeah. There's a secret door. I bet there's something real cool on the other side.
Again, not a very good secret door.
I'm also not very strong. Does someone want to move it?
Paxton spits on his hands and rubs them together, and then sticks his fingertips in the seam and tries to pull them apart.
It's relatively easy. The Mage Hand can only apply 10 pounds of pressure. So, yeah, you pull it open. You reveal a secret door, but there's nothing on the other side, just inky blackness. Your torchlight can't even seem to penetrate it.
I stick my hand inside the inky blackness.
Okay, you don't feel anything.
It's like a shadow area, like
Yeah, just a black space.
Can I make a? Because I have a spell that comes from being a dark elf.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make an assumption that it's the spell darkness?
It's
based
something
on...
like a magical darkness, yeah. It's
Okay.
almost certainly a magical darkness.
I tell that to them. So, as a half drow, I have innate magic, and one of the things I can do besides fairy fire is cast a black shadow of darkness, which I feel this is what this is. I should have mentioned this earlier, but I feel like if we come to a situation that looks perilous, I can cast the darkness to obscure their view. Nothing can get past the darkness, then run the heck in the other direction.
As a dark elf, can you see in that magical darkness?
I cannot. It allows us to escape if we know which direction we're going to run out in, but it obscures the view of anything I cast it in. That gets
So-
cast in it.
Is there a way to turn it off or turn it on? What you know?
I just cast it in that area becomes obscured in that black dark magic.
I guess you'd have to dispel magic or something to turn it off,
Yes,
probably.
but it would allow us to at least get away safely for a moment.
I stop and I listen intently to see if I can hear any footsteps or any kind of movement in that inky darkness.
All right, you stop and you listen. You hear nothing.
Tara doesn't want to mess
Actually,
with
you know what?
darkness.
Actually, you hear one thing. You think you can hear the sound of yourselves talking, but coming from a direction within this room.
What do we hear?
That is, as you guys are talking, so I'm going to see if I can hear anything, and then Aster and Tara are talking in the background. As Paxton listens to this inky blackness, he thinks he can hear them talking, but coming through the space in front of him.
That is interesting.
Frickin' wizards, man.
I know. I mean, it's weird because I can do some of this stuff, but they take this magic to a whole nother level.
So I want to, I'm holding my shield and my mace.
Okay.
I want to step into the inky darkness, put my shield along the inside lip of the wall on the left side, and then basically use my shield to run against the wall and use my mace as like a stick
Okay.
to feel if there's anything in front of me.
All right, so you have this elaborate plan for how you're going to find your way through this darkness.
Yes.
However, as soon as you step through, you immediately find yourself falling. You only fall 10 feet, however, and you come to a crash on a now familiar stone floor. There is a giant open iron door behind you and a passage in front of you, and you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Do we hear him falling?
Yes, you, Tara, and Aster, you hear an enormous crash and maybe a slight grunt as something hits the ground behind you,
I yell out,
back down the hall.
"Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm just at the beginning of the maze again.
Oh my gosh.
Don't go through.
Nope, not gonna do it.
All right, I backtrack until I can see Paxton again.
All right, Paxton's standing there by the door, dusting himself off, standing up.
That sucked.
Oh gosh, we really do need to be careful.
It was really brave of you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So usually I don't go, running around blindly, but I feel like the fear has taken a little bit of a hold on me. I'm a little rattled, but now that I have a little bit more composure, I really, really think that we need to move with caution. Maybe, I know that it's hard for some of you to stealth, but maybe even moving against the wall and feeling around as we move along might keep us safer than just running into each of these rooms or walls without a plan of action. I know we want to adventure, but we also don't want to lose our lives in this horrible, horrible place.
Paxton, as you're standing over by this door here, you hear that voice in your head again.
Do you want to get out? I can help you.
Are we friends or enemies?
Oh, that's a good question. Do you have some magic for me? Maybe a scroll?
Yeah, I've got some scrolls.
Leave
You like
me
a private sanctum?
Yes. Leave me a scroll.
All right, and
I'll tell you how to get out.
where do you want me to put it?
Just right where you are.
All right, I
Just
dropped
leave it there.
I dropped one of the private sanctums on the ground.
Okay, you drop the skull on the ground.
Yes. That's wonderful. Leave it there.
And what's your name, pal?
Oh, it's not important.
I think it is. I think it is.
No, it's not important. Do you want to get out?
Define out.
Do you want to go through the maze?
Yeah.
You might not like it on the other side.
I don't like it in here either.
Oh, fair point. Very well, take the passage on your left.
Okay.
You just
So
start walking.
Paxton starts
Yeah.
walking off down the passage on the left here.
Yeah, I'm basically letting it lead me in
All right.
whatever
All right,
direction.
Tara shouts, Paxton, wait.
Wait,
And
we're supposed to-
also she's gonna pick up the scroll he dropped.
I'm going to roll for stealth again.
Leave the scroll!
Tara, leave the scroll on the ground. A creepy voice is telling me where to go. Follow me.
Why are you listening to it?
It seems like a good idea.
Paxton,
good.
I just gave a speech. I'm going to stealth.
All right.
+9.
All right,
Serious?
Aster disappears again.
My
Aster's gone.
God, Mike.
Yeah, Aster sneaks somewhere.
I messaged to both of them separately. I really don't like that you guys are following this annoying
Tara
voice.
is not leaving the scroll.
All right.
Tara yells at Paxton to get back here.
Tell your friend to leave the scroll. Where's your other friend? Where did he go?
He's fine. Don't worry about him.
I want just a little magic. Just leave something there.
Am I passing by any side passages or anything like that where I could maybe just crumble up a scroll and sleight of hand
Sure.
throw
You
it to
could-
the
you could
side?
try that.
I'm trying to not let Tara see that I'm throwing this scroll away.
What scroll are you going to throw away?
One of the private sanctums.
All right. Make a sleight of hand check.
His fifth is coming out.
Tara, make an insight check. No,
Okay.
perception check. Sorry, perception check.
Okay.
I got 18.
I got a 16.
All right. So you do not notice Paxton tosses a private sanctum spell off to the left around this corner here.
Well, can I roll insight too?
Oh,
because-
sure. Yeah. Or perception. See if you spot it.
Mm-hmm. Perception?
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, I don't. But
All right.
I wanted to message Tara and tell her, Tara, do not move from this spot. I'm going to sneak around and follow Paxton to make sure he doesn't die.
Tara can only answer aloud. She's like, I ain't standing here alone.
I mean, you're safer here than following this Paxton right now.
But he's not.
Paxton, the voice says,
All right, you've reached the end. Turn right and take your first right.
Okay.
you take your first right. You go down this long passage.
Okay, Tara's definitely following.
Continue, you're doing great. Keep going.
Are we almost there?
Oh, it's a bit longer. It's kind of a ridiculous, stupid maze.
You didn't build this maze, did you?
No, it's not my fault.
Are you Strethok?
No.
Who are you? What is your name?
It's not important. You're going to go straight. And
I'll
you're
give you
going to
another
turn
scroll
right.
if you tell me your name.
Can't.
You can't tell me your name?
Can't. Give me another scroll.
I won't give you another scroll unless you tell me your name.
Can't.
Do you have a name?
I did.
But you don't anymore?
Don't know. Give me a scroll.
I want to wish I could
I'll give
hear
you
it.
another scroll when we get out of the maze. How about that?
Certainly, yes, of course.
I already gave you one, and you said you'd leave me out of the maze if I gave you one, so let's just get that far.
Okay, that's fine. I agree.
So Tara, Paxton is walking determinedly, like he knows where he's going down these passages here.
Yes, she's following at a distance.
All right. Following the instructions, he turns left. And there's another area here you can see, and he continues to follow. It jogs around back and forth. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I took a wrong turn. Wait a second. Now I got to make sure that I'm not.
The voice
confused.
says, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh, yeah, I know why. It leads you back into this room that you've been in before. The voice leads you back into this room that you've been in before, and it says,
In front of you, it looks like a wall, but it's not. Just push through. It's safe. No traps.
All right, I push through.
all right, there are two doors that appear. They were covered by an illusion. And as soon as you push them open, you realize the illusion, and you can no longer see it. You can see through it. Indeed, it does open into a large space.
There's the scroll. Leave the scroll. Leave it by the door. Don't take it with you.
Is Tara still right next to me?
Yeah, Tara's still
she's
following.
following.
And
at a
she
distance.
took the scroll, right? She took the scroll, the first scroll?
She
Yes.
took the first scroll.
Okay.
So what I do is I pop through the door, and I open it, and I go into the room, and I'm like, "Come take a look at this, Tara."
Okay.
I am near the door, nowhere near being in that room.
And when
Tara's gonna go into the new room.
when she pops through the door, I wad up the other scroll of private sanctum and throw it behind me, and I go, "Thanks, nameless voice."
You're welcome. If you find any more scrolls, if there's something else I can help you with, I'll help you more scrolls.
Now, are you down here? Are you on the abjuration level with us?
I'll never tell.
Well, why not? I thought we were friends.
I'm not your friend.
Well, we're helping each other, aren't we?
That doesn't make us friends.
Well, what does it make us?
Useful.
Can she hear me, or am I talking to the air, or am I talking?
You're talking in your head.
So I'm just staring off into space this whole time.
Mhm.
Right. All right. So there's this.
But she does know that a voice was leading him,
That's
and
right.
that he's kind of staring like a weirdo.
Tara, make a deception check.
Okay. 12.
All right. You hear this voice in your head.
Is it saying the same stuff?
It says,
Oh, I hope I see you again. You destroyed something sacred to escape your world. You brought shame on your friends and family. Delicious.
No, I didn't. I did the right thing. I am protecting the world, and I feel very confident in that.
I'll see you again soon.
When Paxton threw the paper, did it land on the other side of the door?
yes.
Okay, I probably saw that. Can I pick it up?
Do you want to? Yeah, you can pick it up.
Yeah, I'm picking it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nothing happens.
I put that in my, like, why did he throw away paper? And I put it inside my bag.
Okay. Great. Paxton, we want to see if Paxton notices. Paxton, were you trying to be sneaky about it, Aster?
Yeah, because I'm stealthy.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check, and Paxton, make a perception check to oppose it.
18.
22.
Oh. So, all right, so Paxton, you see Aster surprised, with a surprised expression. Actually, you're stealthing.
I am stealthing, so I didn't think he could see
Okay,
me
so
do it.
you actually can't. You notice that the scroll is gone, but you don't notice that Aster picked it up.
I assume that the creepy voice picked it up.
Okay.
So Tara is gonna talk aloud to Paxton, and she assumes Aster as well. Is that voice trying to make you feel bad about yourselves?
Nah.
Oh man, kind of a jerk to me.
What did it say?
Well, I think it was attracted to me, and also, it says that my friends and family are ashamed of, breaking the soul jar and stuff, but, like, I don't think they are.
Does it know your friends and family?
I would assume not.
Huh. So it's mad that we broke the soul jar?
I don't know.
Huh. Well, I wonder if did it tell you that it'll see us soon?
It seemed really excited about seeing me again in a way. Like, I felt like there was a wink in that voice. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable.
That's weird. Well, I hope we do get to see it, because I kind of want to talk to this thing. I was asking
hit
it what
in the face.
I was asking it what its name was, though, and it said that it used to have a name, but it doesn't anymore, and it seemed sad about it. So I don't know. I feel kind of compassionate for it.
You said that? You said that out loud to Tara?
Yeah, I'm talking to Tara.
Okay, I message you. Huh. You think, oh, Paxton, I don't know if we should have been following this thing, but you think that maybe it's being controlled by something, and that's why I can't tell you its name. It's being compelled not to be able to divulge certain information. Maybe it's working for something darker the further we go down, and it wants us to keep going down this dungeon.
I mean, that's possible, but we wanted to go down into this dungeon further anyway, so if it's gonna help lead us downwards, then I don't see any reason why we can't work together.
I'm starting to have doubts, but I trust you. I want you to know that.
I like to see the best in everyone, Aster, even creepy disembodied voices that won't tell me their names.
This room that we're just kind of standing in,
Yeah,
that's really
I'm about
big.
to tell you about it.
Yeah. While they're talking a message, Kadera's going to be looking around.
All right, so you step into this cavernous space, your footsteps and clinking armor echoing off the stone walls, except for Aster, who has apparently disappeared completely. And you immediately feel the temperature drop as you step in here. 50 feet ahead of you is a straight wall running north and south. It goes 100 feet in both directions, then the walls switch due east. And again, for the listeners, we'll put a map up for each of these levels after they're cleared on Twitter and Facebook and on tftggw.com. There are torches along the walls every 30 feet, which keep the area fairly well lit. The wall straight in front of you, the one that runs north-south, has a single wooden door in the middle of it. A sign hanging above the door says, Administrator Gribbich and Support Staff. The floor in front of this door is covered with a sheet of ice. About 5 feet to the right of the door lies a small corpse.
I investigate the corpse.
All right, you walk up to the corpse. The corpse appears to have been a garden gnome. It has not decayed as much as you would expect, probably due to the intense cold in this area by the door, and maybe there are no scavengers here. The small, bearded figure wears a strangely blank expression, with its mouth slightly agape.
Are there any other doors?
Not that you can see immediately. You can see that This space opens up into very large spaces to the north and south. And as I said, there is a wall to the south, and there is a wall to the north.
And there's just nothing but space? Like no decorations or anything?
It's just stone floor. In fact, it's so continuous that you can pretty easily surmise that this was all carved out of either solid stone or a pre-existing stone cavern.
Tara says, I think we might have found our wand fragment when she points to the, sleet of ice.
So you think there's a flood beyond this door?
I mean, that'd be my guess.
So the question is, because my original plan was just to shoot off a bunch of firebolts at it to melt it. If there's a flood behind there, that might not be the best idea.
I don't know.
Let's make sure that there's absolutely nothing else in this room, and then we'll figure out what to do about this door.
I'm okay with that. Let's do that.
All right, where do you want to go? There's this big open space to the north and a big open space to the south.
Left.
Always left. All right, so as you move around to the left, the space continues. You can see in that south wall ahead of you, there is a door, a normal size wooden door, and then there's this big open space over here further to your left.
God, they really like carving.
Where do you want to go?
Left.
Further left, you're going to ignore the door for now?
Sure.
To the southeast, in this enormous cavernous space, lit around the edges by magical torches, you find an even larger area. These torches produce just enough light for you to see some kind of glimmering structure in the middle of the room. It seems to be transparent. To the left, along the north wall of this room, you see a large bin and several smaller bins. You can't see the contents from where you are, having just entered the area. There is also a large barrel-shaped stone structure lying on its side with its open mouth facing the room. A broken-down wheelbarrow stands next to the large bin. Scattered around the room are small pedestals, but they don't seem to have anything atop them. So again, you can't see all that well into this room. The edges of the room are well lit, but the middle of the room is not.
I'm going to go towards the left wall.
Okay.
Or the wall that is to my left.
All right.
And start looking at the crates or whatever is
up
there.
So as you're getting closer, you can now see this glittering structure in the middle of the room. These bins over on the left by the north wall, they contain a bunch of different things. If you look in the bins, the biggest one appears to contain sand. The barrel shape, you're not sure what that barrel shape is. I don't know how close you want to investigate it. The other bins contain 2 different white powders. And then there are some shovels in the ground and a wheelbarrow.
I pinched the white powder, or one of them.
You pinch the white powder.
I'm going to, smell it.
I'll tell you what. Make an intelligence check.
Yeah. I got a 5.
Yeah, you don't know. White powder. It's probably something stupid.
Yeah. I mean, given where we are, I would imagine magic components of some sort. But I was gonna sniff it and see if it's salt or sugar or
Yeah, it's not salt. It's not sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of burns. If you when you touch it to your skin, it burns just a little bit.
Oh, I'm wearing gloves.
Oh, okay. Then it doesn't. Never mind.
All right. I just kind of brush it off, and I'm
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you see a disembodied hand moving around all of the stuff, investigating.
All right. The mage hand begins poking around. What are you doing with
Aster,
the
is
mage
that
hand?
you?
Yes,
Okay.
I message.
Cool.
But I want to do an investigation for traps, things like that,
Okay.
in that area.
All right. You're checking for traps around the around this big around these big containers and the big barrel-shaped thing. Tell you what, I'll roll an investigation check for you.
Yeah.
Here are some things you find. First of all, you can't figure out what these substances are, the 2 white powders are. But again, you're pretty sure that this is silicate or sand in the big container. The barrel shape, you're not exactly sure what that's for, but upon looking inside it, you see that there is, it's a little bit warm inside, and there's a little red symbol at the back of it that looks like flame. In the very back of this big container. It's just glowing a dim red. It's just like an icon. And over to the right of that are a bunch of cabinets. that you couldn't see before because they're sort of obscured when you enter the room, obscured by the shape of the barrel thing. So over here along this north wall, there are a bunch of wooden cabinets.
Okay. Can I use the mage hand to open them?
Sure, you can open them. They aren't locked or anything. You look inside them. The first contains shards of broken glass, and they're all different colors.
I mean, I can't see that because I'm not there.
Oh,
But-
I thought you were going to...
No, because I'm still stealthing, so...
Oh, okay. So
So-
where are you hiding?
Just behind the... You see the corner where the maze is that along that wall?
Yeah.
I'm assuming our group is near the 9.
So you're hiding around the corner back near the middle structure
Yeah,
where
so
the
what I'm
maze
doing
is
is
housed.
I'm taking things and moving the mage hand into an area where I can see.
Oh, that's
After
too far away from
Tara-
the mage hand. Doesn't have that range.
Oh, it doesn't have that
No,
range.
it doesn't have that much range.
Let's just all
Oh.
go over to the cabinets and investigate them.
I'm assuming, then
Yeah, I'll go
I'll
over the
assume they
cabinets.
move closer to the cabinet
Sure.
so I can sneak closer and then use
Okay.
the mage hand.
So the cabinets, the first cabinet contains colored shards of broken glass. The second contains small iron boxes, and these boxes are labeled cobalt, auric chloride, sulfur, and antimony or antimony.
Amino acid.
I hope we don't run into those amino acids again.
You think we're gonna run into those blobs again? I'm confused.
The third cabinet. Those are the first two cabinets. The third contains writing supplies and scroll tubes.
I checked the scroll tubes.
Okay. You search. Is everybody searching or just Paxton?
I'm using the mage hand. I hope I'm close enough now.
So you find a couple things. You find a note in one of them. Paxton, you find this note. And you also find a scroll. And the scroll... Yep. The scroll is protection from energy.
Mm.
Oh, that sounds like a good one.
And then the fourth cabinet contains spell component kits. They're actually labeled spell component kits. There are 20 kits, and each of them has a little wooden box with no lid, and each box contains a thin sheet of lead, a piece of opaque glass, a wad of cloth, and a greenish powder.
Tara does not need this stuff.
Can I do an arcana check?
What's your arcana bonus?
I believe it is...
I think we said it was 2?
4.
4. You don't have a clue.
Okay.
You don't know what this is for. I mean, obviously these are spell components for some spell. It's,
That's what I was trying to
but
see.
there are 20 kits, each containing components for some spell, but you don't know what the spell is.
Okay.
Hey guys, I found a note in one of these scroll cases. You want to hear it?
Sure.
To Department of Necromancy, Administrator Strethok. From Department of Abjuration, Administrator Gribbage. Do not try to pin this one on us. I do not appreciate your criticism. You have always been out for my job, haven't you? I have seen your greedy eyes when you visit my department. If we're going to keep the gods out, we'll also have to deal with the souls of the dead stuck inside. We've done our part to render the glass impermeable to the divine. Dealing with the dead is your problem. Do your job, Necromancer. We are moving on to solving other problems. Maybe you can just stick the souls somewhere out of the way and hope that the inhabitants don't go looking. I should not even be helping you. I should just let you fail. And then there's a note on the bottom written in a different hand that says, Gribbage, your tone not appreciated. Merely made professional request for advice and some explanation of glass's limitations. So this is implying that there's something about the bottles that we came from that kept the gods of this world out. But they needed a place for the souls to go. I guess the result of this research was the soul jars.
Why do you think they wanted to keep the gods out?
Well, it seems that there's some crazy climate issues in this world that are the result, possibly, of the same issues that people thought was responsible for the climate change inside the bottles. So maybe they were just running a bunch of experiments to see how to control that climate change or maybe roll it back, and maybe the gods and the souls have something to do with it.
It didn't work.
Obviously. This is something to think about. I wonder how these researchers feel about the gods.
Have we seen anything? Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say they did have a temple.
Yeah, they did.
The knights did anyway.
Yeah, that's the one of the researchers referred to the knights as if they were something external, though, not a we but a you.
Oh yeah, Tara's like visibly grimacing at the thought of like all this stuff.
Hmm.
All right, you think that this Strethlock guy is still in here? Because if he dealt with some kind of dark magic, maybe he's found a way to preserve himself. Or maybe he's not even here, but he's controlling things here. Like maybe that disembodied voice is a curse or something that he placed on whoever that person was to guard these hallways. I don't know. I'm just trying to I'm a thinker, and I'm trying to figure this out.
Tara says loud, it could be any of these weirdos. I mean, they're wizards.
Yeah, if Strethok could be around here, but my guess is that if he or she is still around, I don't think we're gonna find him on this floor. This is Abjuration.
I will say that the voice didn't talk in the same way that this person writes. So maybe that's a little perceptive for Tara, but
No, I like it.
I wonder if Strethok actually talks like this, or whether they're just writing in shorthand.
I'm assuming that there's always a delay with them, that there's moments of silence because I keep messaging them individually.
Yeah. So what do you want to do now?
Continue to look around this room.
Okay,
I'm gonna go around the left wall.
All right, you follow around the left wall. You find along the left wall there is a small door. You find a small door, a wooden door, and the door to this room says dry storage. And a sign under that says, under the management of Molin, assistant to the administrator.
Door open?
You want to try opening it?
Yep.
It's locked.
Hey, Aster.
I do a message. Yes.
I got a locked door over here. If you want to, like, see if you can not lock it.
Sure. I cast Mage Hand and put my thieves tool with it and take it over there.
And you try to unlock it from how far away?
Well, I'm hiding like behind some of the boxes and stuff. I'm trying to be close but not spottable.
All right.
Is there a way
I'll
that
let
I
you
can
try
do
to
that?
unlock it, but with that at that range, it's going to be with disadvantage.
Okay, I'll try it one time with that way. And I just do is it proficiency plus dexterity?
That's right.
So it's plus 6. And I roll twice.
And take the lower.
I did not open it.
All right. Nope. Didn't work. You're going to have to be there to look at it.
Alrighty, so then they just see me like pop out of some boxes.
Yeah, so he pops up from behind one of these pedestals. By the way, as you sneak up to one of these pedestals to hide behind them, because there's really not much. Oh, were you hiding behind the bins?
The bins.
Oh, bins. Okay, so you're hiding behind these bins. Aster pops up from a bin and walks over to the to the door. Make another check. No disadvantage this time.
Got it. Oh, good. 23?
Yeah, easily. You pop it open. Door is unlocked.
All right, open it.
Okay, you open the door into a dark room. There's no source of light in here, but you can see from the light coming through the door, and maybe from Tara's torch, that there are several large crates that are stacked around the entrance from floor to ceiling, leaving only a small 5-foot square inside the doorway in which to maneuver.
Yeah, Tara takes out her torch.
Basically, there's a giant pile of boxes right around the doorway here, and it's just nothing but boxes. The boxes are labeled silica, antimony, lead sheets, vials of acid, caution, toxic, cobalt, and linen.
I'm just wondering if these boxes, are they blocking something?
Yeah, they're blocking the path. You can't move anywhere. The boxes are literally keeping you from moving anywhere beyond this entrance area. It's like this room must just be so jam full of boxes that they are all the way right up to this doorway.
Got it. I tell the group, I'm really comfortable in the shadows. Being out in the open like this makes me very uncomfortable. But also, the last time we moved stuff that was put in place for a reason, we fought hellhounds and I almost lost both of you.
I just feel like this is like a hoarder's place or something, because I don't see why they would barricade the inside of a door.
Yeah, I think this is just a storage room. Is there any way for us to climb over the top of these
No, they're
boxes?
all the way up to the ceiling. It's a really tight fit.
Is there any light coming from behind the boxes or anything like that that would imply that there's other stuff in this room?
I'm going to let you guys make some investigation checks here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tara and Paxton, you're poking around. Tara, you sort of stand on your tiptoes, trying to look between these boxes. And in fact, yeah, you see some light coming from somewhere back behind some boxes. There are some boxes piled behind these boxes, but yeah, you think there's just a glimmer of light somewhere back there. There must be part of this room that is not dark.
Okay. I want to start moving boxes to see, like if we can kind of make a pathway towards
Okay.
that light.
The boxes are pretty much jam-packed. You could move them out of the room altogether.
Sure.
Okay. All right, you start moving boxes out of the room.
I want to be very careful
Okay.
and try not to move the ones that are marked like acid toxic.
Okay.
Again, be careful. And then when they're focusing on that, I want to hide again.
Okay.
Do you want me to do stealth or
I'll roll for you. It's +7.
9? Plus 9.
9 + 9. Jeez.
Being
All
a
right.
bard has a
Yep.
lot of perks.
He's gone again. Aster has once again disappeared somewhere. You're hanging out in the large room?
Like I'm close by, like hiding behind bins. They don't know that, but
Okay. And what are you doing? You're just watching them?
I'm watching them.
Okay.
Thanks for the help, buddy.
All right,
Yeah, I
they
love
move
moving
large boxes out. So eventually you move a bunch of these boxes out of the way, and in the course of doing so, as you bump this box at the front that was labeled vials of acid, you realize that it is extraordinarily light.
Oh.
I guess you ignore that, and you keep moving boxes around, and eventually you move enough boxes out into the large room that you realize that this is sort of a facade. I mean, there are boxes piled up here, but they're only enough deep and they're only high enough to block you from seeing what's behind. As you move enough of them out of the way, you encounter a wondrous 40-foot by 80-foot trapezoid-shaped room.
Now I gotta Google trapezoid.
It's,
2 parallel
4.
sides, 2 sides that aren't parallel.
Is there enough light for them to see? Should I cast Richard and move it?
Yeah, in fact, there's lots of light.
Okay.
Behind the boxes, you encounter this wondrous 40-foot by 80-foot trapezoid-shaped room. The walls are covered in shelves, all of them holding the most beautiful glasswork you have ever seen. Sets of green drinking glasses, bright red urns, large purple bowls, anything you can imagine and more. 4 incredible chandeliers hang from the ceiling, each with dozens of magical candles casting a sparkling light around the room. Toward the back of the room is a worn-out-looking couch and a small table.
I can't see any of
They
this.
did describe that guy as being paranoid. Maybe this is the paranoid guy.
It seems like someone's using the glass that was maybe supposed to be used for science experiments and doing a bit of crafts work with it.
I want to check that acid box since we bumped it and said it was really light. I want to look inside of it.
It's empty.
All right.
In fact, if you open that box, you could walk right through it behind all the other boxes
Go figure.
without having to move all the others.
Yep. That's fine. I just love manual labor. I've
some
done
exercise out
so
of it.
much manual labor down here.
So we increase our strength skill by 1, right?
Right. I'm going to go ahead and investigate the shelves and other stuff in the room.
Okay. The glassware must be valuable. I mean, it'd be difficult to move somewhere without breaking something, but it's just beautiful work. Whoever did this is really skilled. The couch is, as I said, kind of worn out, shows signs of having been used a lot. And the small table, however, the surface of the table is made out of glittering yellow glass. But there are words set into this yellow glass written in blue glass. And in these words, you can read, "All this is the work of Molin, who did it without Gribbich's aid or knowledge. What he cannot appreciate, perhaps you can."
Molin.
Mullen was kind of a bad assistant, huh?
Yeah, I wonder how much time it took to make all this.
It must have taken a lot of time.
I just say to one of them through a message, is it safe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see me stumble over the boxes and through the illusion that I didn't notice was there and get in the room with them.
Yeah, so Aster, it's a room full of just beautiful glassware.
Oh, man, that's nice. Whose room is this?
Molin's, apparently.
I want to examine one of the glasses.
Okay.
Does it seem like normal glass or
Yeah,
like
it seems like normal glass.
because I mean apparently this is where they made the glass for the worlds. and I want to see if there's anything that looks like it might be like special glass, magical even.
Smart.
Nothing stands out as magical about it. It's just really beautiful.
Okay.
Can I analyze the table that with the message and tell?
Sure,
them?
you want to investigate it?
Mhm.
Okay. It probably took a really long time. I got an iron frame with the glass set into it.
And it's something about appreciate it. Maybe you'll appreciate it.
Yeah, so it says, all this is the work of Molin, who did it without Gribbich's aid or knowledge. What he cannot appreciate, perhaps you can.
Maybe this is a safe place. Somewhere we maybe can rest if we need to as we explore this place.
That seems reasonable, but probably only if we put the boxes back up. And there's only one couch.
True.
So yeah. I'd rather go back to Tara's room, but for now, I say we go back to that big room and see what all the everything is.
Okay,
I
so
agree.
you go back into the large room. You can still explore the middle of the room, the part that's poorly lit. You've walked around it, I think, enough now that you can make out what's in the middle. So in the middle of this large room is this glittering structure that you've seen before indirectly. As you get closer with your own lights, you can see there's a large cylinder of glass, about 45 feet in diameter, about 10 feet tall. It is glass on top and bottom, and it has a glass door set into the northwest side of it.
Is this normal glass?
You don't know for sure, but just a careful glance reminds you more of the glass that your world is made out of than, say, an ordinary drinking glass.
Is this about the same dimensions as the soul jar?
Yeah, I guess it's similar, maybe a little bigger.
Interesting.
Because if that note that we found around here was about finding a way to keep the souls under control, and there's a bunch of glass around here, and this looks to me to be about the same size as the soul jar. Maybe this is like a soul jar prototype.
It's the same, it's a little bit larger in diameter, it's a lot shorter. It's only 10 feet tall.
That is a good observation. And also this silica, this white dust, could be... I know Tara looked at it, but maybe it's somehow used with some kind of incantation to make it magical, to create this glass. Maybe that's what they're using. We should probably take some of this dirt.
It could also be a prototype of the world glass. I mean, are they made of the same glass? Or no?
Who knows?
So you're looking at it. You're kind of looking at it from a distance now that you can get a better look at it. You're closer than you were before, but you're not right up against it. You can also see that there are these pedestals scattered around the room. Each of them is surrounded by broken glass. There's just on the floor a bunch of broken glass next to every pedestal.
Does the broken glass look like if it was put back together, like it might be the shards of a bottle, roughly like what the worlds were made out of?
It would have to be something much smaller, but the pieces are so small that you really can't tell what they would have been when reassembled.
Can I have one of those dumb little pouches with the worthless gold, and I spill it out onto the floor, and then I put some of the silica into the bag.
Okay.
And then I tie it up and put it in my bag. Maybe we can use this for later if we ever get back to our world.
All right, you've collected some silica, some sand.
All right.
I would like to see that I can see what's inside of the big
Okay.
cylinder.
All right, you walk up close to it. The inside of the cylinder is dark, since all the torches are by the walls, but you bring your own torch up. You think you can see a figure lying still in the middle of this cylinder as you get closer to it. And as you look more closely at it, a gray shadow suddenly fills your view and presses up against the glass. And it continues floating directly in front of you.